You're going to board some heavier storms as well. The flood watch in effect for our entire viewing area. And Irma, we won't show that Irma. We've showed it already a number of times until it gets updated at 3 o'clock. Same goes with the GFS. The enhanced satellite imagery continues to show a storm that's kind of been hit hard on the southwest side there, but you see an expansion of storms south of Cuba and a little drier conditions there on the western edge of it. And it's a very expansive storm because once a storm goes over land, it spreads the wind field out a little bit.
What's up, y'all? I'm Alan Hain, the Lawn Care Nut. Thanks for coming back for yet another week. Okay, so I'm not really sure how to do this video because I want to tell jokes and meme out on it, but probably not a good thing to do karma-wise. But either way, this is my Enjoy the Mow Hurricane Irma edition. As some of you may or may not be aware, I live right outside of Bradenton, and as of this morning, the track of this thing is going to pretty much go, I mean, right over us, or just barely to the east of us, putting us right on the west side of the full force of the hurricane, just depending upon how strong it'll be now, you know, Category 2, Category 3, but either way, it's going to be a pretty serious situation up here. So again, I'm not going to make this whole video about this, but you have to understand that this is not Cuba, this is not Barbuda, this is not St. Martin, this is the United States, and there's a reason why we have all of these really, really strict building codes here. It's because of these exact situations. This house was built in 2005, and it's got all of the hurricane straps, hip roofing, all of that stuff. Again, I'm not an expert on this at all, as you can probably tell, but what I'm trying to tell you is the construction here can handle the hurricane winds, not a problem. Now, I will tell you what the real danger of a hurricane is, and that is flooding or surge. Well, that's where all the salt water from the coast rushes up the rivers and rushes on shore, rushes over the barrier islands, which are also called beaches, and comes inland. And that water, that's the danger, especially as fast as it rises, and then the stuff that's in it can sweep people away, and that's what causes issues, and that's where people have a problem. But there's something that you have to understand, and that is that when you're seeing like CNN or whatever, and they're telling people, get out now, evacuate now, this is the real deal, they're talking about people that are in those surge zones or flood zones or low-lying areas. They're talking to those people. Good news for me is I don't live in one of those zones. We're fine, we're far enough inland here, we're not in a surge zone. So for us, we're hunkering down and staying in. I figure that this is the same as going to a hotel, except I know the staff here and I have direct access to the fridge, and that's more important to me than being in some hotel that, you know, isn't any safer than here, and I can't really control what's going on there. There is one additional precaution that we took, and that is that there is a shelter that's a mile from here. It's a middle school, and so we went and registered there and checked in, and that way we can kind of come and go if we need to. If things get a little hairy, we can go there. There's some logistical things there, but either way, that's really more for my wife, so she feels good about it. We checked in there, and then that way, if we need to, we can head over there. Now, the one thing I haven't done is gotten proper hurricane coverings for the windows. It's something I should have done right away when moving here, but I didn't. So, you know, I'm covering a couple of windows with some materials that were available to me. That's really the only concern that I have here, is that I might suffer some broken windows and then maybe some water will leak in. But as far as like physical safety of my house, not going to be an issue. For me though, I'm draining the pool today because I don't want it to overflow, even though there is drainage up along here, you know, that's meant to be there. The fact that this could, you know, overflow, I don't want it to go over that drain and then end up going inside my sliding doors there. And then what I do is I take this sump pump and I actually just sit it on the top step there, and then I keep that plugged in and it'll just keep the water flowing out. Hey, check that out. Looks like it's time to do another how to get rid of mushrooms video. No, they're not sponsoring this, okay? But all you battery-powered tool haters out there, this is that extended battery that they have, right? That I got as part of doing stuff with them. Yeah, I got all this for free, but check it out. It's got, which I don't know where the button is for a flashlight. Beautiful iconography. See that? I love iconography. ×2. I hope you can see that on film. So there we go. ×2. 1, 2. Oh yeah. So there we go. So I have an emergency light hooked up to this big, huge battery. And then also there is a USB charger on here. Now that's not going to work for my Android, but that will charge my wife's iPhone for sure. Maybe some other stuff too. And then I can always recharge this battery right off the generator. So I got about 9 gallons here and 5 gallons in the garage, and I'm not sure how big this tank is, but it's half full, so a little bit in there. That'd be enough to get us through. This generator is large enough to power probably my whole house, honestly, if I did things lightly, but we just use it to power the fridge, of course the TV and the internet, router, that kind of stuff. That's really what matters most to me, and then to keep things charged. Either way, we're quite overgrown. See if I can keep this out of the wind. We're very overgrown here, and we have some fungal issues coming in. Check it out. Gonna have to see what that is, but now is definitely not the time for that. We gotta get her cut. I don't know how well you're going to be able to see this with all the backlight, but it is 2 o'clock on Sunday, so this thing is almost here. I'm going to go ahead and get this last piece of video shot and get this uploaded before the power goes out. But That's the final update here from Hurricane Irma in Parrish, Florida, right outside of Bradenton. By the way, follow me on Snapchat. As long as I have power and the ability to do that, I will be snapping. It's Alan Hain, I'll put it there. Other than that, if you're in Florida and you're affected by this, I wish you the best, and I'll see you guys on the other side. I'm Alan Hain, the Lawn Care Nut. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the waterlogged lawn.